Ever wonder what happens when bunny rabbit collectors go rogue? Breathe life into that thought and you might just stumble upon our tale. Picture this, a quaint yacht club nestled in the heartland of the Midwest, known by the locals as Poor Man's. This isn't your typical yacht club, mind you. Its mascot isn't a yachting flag or a skipper's hat, it's a fluffy, adorable bunny rabbit, the very bunny that has now gone missing, vanished, poof, just like that. Now, who would have the audacity to snatch such an innocent creature? Enter our suspects, the notorious Camel and the elusive Private Harris. They're not your run-of-the-mill yacht club members. Oh no, they're ardent bunny rabbit collectors, the kind that would go to the ends of the earth for a unique specimen. They've been spotted at rabbit shows, rabbit auctions, even rabbit-themed parties. But would they really stoop so low as to steal the beloved mascot of Poor Man's? The plot thickens when we consider the day of the crime, a bustling afternoon, the sun shining bright, the club teeming with people, and in the midst of all the hubbub, the bunny disappears. No screams, no commotion, just the sudden realization that the mascot was no longer in its usual spot. So how did our suspects manage this feat? They had neither the invisibility cloak of Harry Potter, nor the teleportation abilities of Star Trek's Spock. Yet, they managed to whisk away the bunny without anyone noticing. And to add to the mystery, they didn't just vanish into thin air. They made their getaway on a boat. A flybridge craft, to be precise. A boat as conspicuous as a bunny at a yacht club, a boat aptly named Rosie's Thorn. So, how did these two manage to make away with the beloved bunny in broad daylight? Well, buckle up, because this is where our mystery really begins. Now you'd think stealing a bunny wouldn't require an elaborate escape plan, but our bandits Camel and Private Harris had other ideas. Picture this. A gleaming top-of-the-line flybridge craft boat, christened with the peculiar name, Rosie's Thorn. This isn't just any boat, mind you, it's a vessel designed for the high seas, complete with a spacious deck and a flybridge that offers a majestic view of the surroundings, ideal for a maritime escape. But here's the twist, this swanky boat isn't sailing on the open ocean but rather it's making waves in the heartland of America, the Midwest. The Rosie's Thorn was the chosen steed of our bunny bandits for their daring escape. You may wonder why such a luxury boat for a simple bunny heist. Well, when you're a pair of audacious rabbit raiders, nothing but the best will do. Now here's where things get interesting. The Rosie's Thorn was discovered, abandoned and adrift, near the Canadian border. A curious place to abandon a boat, don't you think? It's almost as if the thieves had planned to flee the country. But why Canada, you ask? That's where the plot thickens, my friends. The Canadian border is not exactly a stone's throw away from a Midwest yacht club. It's a long, arduous journey navigating through a labyrinth of rivers and lakes, not a journey to be undertaken lightly, and certainly not in a stolen boat, unless you're running away from something, or someone. Perhaps our bunny bandits believed they could disappear into Canada's vast wilderness, or maybe they thought the Canadian authorities would be more lenient towards a pair of rabbit rustlers. Whatever their reasoning, it didn't quite pan out the way they had hoped. So the question remains, how did they plan to cross an international border unnoticed? And why Canada? Not the typical destination for a pair of Midwestern marauders, but then again, there's nothing typical about this tale. After all, it's not every day you hear about a couple of bandits stealing a bunny and making a break for it on a boat named Rosie's Thorn. What drives a person to steal a bunny? Let's dive into the peculiar world of rabbit collecting. Now I know what you're thinking, rabbits? Really? But let me tell you, in the eccentric world of bunny collecting, things can get a bit, well, hairy. Our bandits, Camel and Private Harris, were known to be quite the connoisseurs in this field. They didn't just want any ordinary bunny, oh no, they wanted the creme de la creme of all rabbits. The top hat of the rabbit world, if you will. It's like an addiction, you see. Once they got a taste for these fluffy creatures, nothing else would do. Their reputation as exclusive collectors was well known in the underground rabbit collecting circles. They were the bunny equivalent of art thieves, always on the hunt for the next big prize. But why this bunny? Why the mascot of Poor Man's Yacht Club? Well, it wasn't just any rabbit, my friends. This bunny was a star, a legend in its own right. With its glossy coat and twinkling eyes, it was the epitome of bunny perfection. The holy grail of rabbits, the Mona Lisa of bunnies. It was the sort of rabbit that would make any collector's heart beat faster. And so, driven by their obsession, they hatched a plan to snatch the bunny and make their getaway on Rosie's Thorn, a classic case of desire driving one to extreme lengths. But, as is often the case, their greed was their downfall. But here's the twist in the tale. Was the mascot really the prize they were after? Sure, it was a coveted rabbit, but was it the ultimate prize? Or was there something more to this harebrained scheme? Could it be that our bandits had a different motive altogether? But was the mascot really the big prize they were after? Or was there more to this hair-raising tale? Our bandits had a plan, a boat, and a bunny, but they didn't account for one thing: the relentless pursuit of justice. Now, Camel and Private Harris thought they were home free, aboard their flybridge Chris Craft, Rosie's Thorn. But they had forgotten one important detail. Justice is a dogged pursuer, and it had their scent. They were about to discover that you can't outrun the long arm of the law, even on a boat. So, there they were, the Bunny Rabbit Bandits, cruising on the open waters, thinking they were just a hop, skip, and a jump away from their rabbit haven. But little did they know, they were sailing straight into a storm of law enforcement. Meanwhile, back at the yacht club, the authorities were piecing together the clues: a missing bunny, a vacant boat slip, and a trail of bunny-shaped breadcrumbs leading straight to the marina. It was as if our bandits had left a treasure map for the cops, with an X marking the spot. Back on the water, our thieves were blissfully unaware of the dragnet closing in on them. They were probably dreaming of bunny-shaped dollar signs, not realizing that they were about to be caught in the headlights, or should I say, the searchlights. Just as they were nearing the Canadian border, thinking they had made a clean getaway, suddenly, the calm night was shattered by the blare of sirens and the glare of spotlights. The jig was up. The Canadian authorities had arrived, and they weren't there to discuss the merits of maple syrup. Caught like a rabbit in the headlights, our bandits had nowhere to run. Their dreams of a bunny utopia shattered. Instead, they were facing a different kind of cage, one with bars. And so, our bunny bandits found themselves in a pickle. Or should we say, a rabbit hole. Now that we've hopped through the clues, it's time to unravel this perplexing puzzle. Our story begins with a couple of bunny-obsessed bandits, known only as Camel and Private Harris. Their passion for all things lagomorph led them on an adventure more hair-raising than a rabbit's romp through a carrot patch. Their target? The beloved bunny mascot of the poor man's yacht club nestled in the heart of the Midwest. But why, you might ask, would anyone steal a bunny? Well, in the world of high-stakes rabbit collecting, a mascot bunny is the ultimate prize. Their audacious theft was as swift as a cottontail in a foot race, but their getaway was far from smooth sailing. They made their escape in a flybridge Chris Craft, a vessel as recognizable as a rabbit's ears in a field of lettuce. The boat, aptly named Rosie's Thorn, became their waterborne chariot in their attempt to cross the border. But as fate would have it, their journey was not destined to be a smooth one. The thieves had overlooked one crucial detail. The rabbit mascot of the poor man's yacht club wasn't just any bunny. This bunny was loved by all, and its absence did not go unnoticed. As our bandits motored their way towards the Canadian border, their dreams of bunny glory were dashed. The Canadian authorities, alerted by the yacht club's distressed patrons, apprehended the pair before they could make their escape. It seems the bandits had underestimated the power of a community's love for their furry friend. And so, the mystery of the Bunny Rabbit Bandits was solved. The clues had woven a tale as intricate as a rabbit's burrow, leading us to the resolution of this peculiar case. The bandits' obsession with bunny rabbits, their daring theft, and their botched escape attempt had all led to their inevitable capture. And thus, the tale of the Bunny Rabbit Bandits comes to an end, but remember, in the world of rabbit collectors, every bunny counts.